Hello friends, and welcome to a very special video today. Prepare your seasonings, set your onion to 450 for today. We are doing the roast of advent calendars. Some of you might be surprised for a few reasons. Perhaps you're going, but Alice, isn't it September? I regret to inform you, yes, it is. When do the holidays even happen? What is Black Friday? Is that a day or is it 2 months? And if you watch this channel, you may have seen me unbox some rather nice advent calendars, but here's the deal. Every year, Sephora comes out with what you might say is the room of advent calendars. It's so impressively bad, in my humblest of opinions. I don't want this video to seem like I'm anti-Sephora. I'm certainly not. I just actually bought the new Huda foundation from Sephora. I bought it because it looked so good on Babs Beauty, and I think I forgot that she has oily skin and I have dry skin. The real point of this video is just a bit of lighthearted fun. You know, with the holidays approaching, you are gonna get so much consumerism. I think it's nice to just occasionally take a step back and do almost kind of an anti-haul type of video, because this can help to remind all of us that you may not need to buy every release out there. I'm sure some of you are going, of course, but never forget that it is the goal of brands and retailers to sell you as much as possible. Can I just hate on something kind of specific? Again, it's all in lighthearted fun, just my opinions kind of thing. So I can't remember which company it is, and I think they finally stopped doing this, but there was one of the retailers kept sending me these emails that said, it's an add to cart kind of day. Every time I got one of those emails, I was over here going, what does that mean? That's the modern, sounds like somebody's got a case of the Mondays. What does it mean? So let's get into this video. As already mentioned, we have to start with the Sephora Collection Advent Calendar. It is $50 with a proclaimed $132 value, and it already has a 1-star rating. What in the TJ Maxx clearance is this? I mean, if you zoom in on this set, seriously, what are you getting? Makeup wipes like it's 2016? That looks like an applicator for eye cream, nail polish, eye masks. The thing about this is, I am so convinced that if I went to my bathroom and pulled open my kind of bathroom junk drawer, do we all have this? Should I be admitting to having one of these? At the back, behind my moisturizers, is stuff that has fallen, and I think it's this. This is an advent calendar of stuff you find at the back of your drawer. It's truly amazing to think Sephora wants to sell this for $50. Am I being hyperbolic? You know, of course. It looks like there are some full sizes in here. Maybe if you like nail care, maybe you could enjoy this advent calendar. But I am truly convinced that give me an empty advent calendar and I could replicate this. Now, I want to talk next about the Best of Beauty Advent Calendar. This one is $99 with a proclaimed $366 value, and it is out of stock. And it's been really funny to see how opinions changed on this. So I follow the Sephora subreddit, and I saw them talking about this advent calendar. And when it first released, everyone said, this is such a scam. You are paying $99 for products that we've had as gifts with purchases throughout the year. I am actually going to take Sephora's side briefly on this one, because here's the thing. That's true. If you are a big Sephora shopper, you absolutely might have gotten a lot of these as samples with your orders through the year. But the minimum for a Sephora sample is $30. Trust me, I do have beef with that. I do. You've got 24 windows in here. Some of them are full sizes, but let's just pretend it's all gifts with purchases. So you would have to spend $720 to get the gifts with purchases throughout the year. No, I don't think this advent calendar is for most of you watching this video. This isn't for the intense beauty enthusiasts who have kept up with the releases all year long. This is more of a gift. If you're a beauty enthusiast and you have a friend who has said, hey, where can I start with getting into Sephora products? you might want to get them this advent calendar. This is what I planned to say from the very beginning, but let's talk about this now being out of stock. I have opinions on this. I absolutely do. And I've noticed a shift in perception, and I feel like this is exactly why this sold out. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about marketing and scarcity tactics. Oh, I'm so excited for this conversation. So let's look at the reviews here. Sephora, do you enjoy ruining Christmas? Release more 2024 calendars. And then this one right here, already sold out. Why did this last less than 3 days? That's true, it lasted less than 3 days. Obviously, there's a demand for it. I'm sure Sephora is making money on them, so why not release more? We need to talk about this, and really quickly, this is all allegedly, all just my speculation and opinion over here, but I genuinely feel that some of these brands intentionally do not make enough product so that they can lean into this scarcity type of marketing. Think of it like this. Imagine a brand is coming out with a blush, okay? We'll say it's a small company, so it's easier to follow here. If you release 5,000 blushes, then, some people will buy them. They enjoy them. There's still 2,500 left. Now you've got a year later. Now you might want to maybe put some of them on sale, mark it down to 30% off, mark it down to 50% off, 90% off until the product is gone. That's the old model. With this scarcity tactic, what you would do is hype up your blush and only make maybe 50 of them. So now, on the day it's released, it sells out, and a lot of people can't get it. And you might think, well, that's terrible for the business. They could have made a lot of money selling those products, but now they can't. Nope, you are thinking short term. Long term, it's good for the company, because all the people who missed out, quote unquote, are going to be in their feelings about it. They're going to never miss another release. In fact, they might not even think as much about, do I really need this product? So going forward, the company will sell a lot more on release day. They will have less to discount in the future. And the thing is, I feel like I've seen so much of this scarcity marketing that now people are just really hyper-consuming. Because we've all been burned by something at this point, right? For me, as more of a deal shopper, it's the 21 Days of Beauty. Did they have 10 of those Nabla lipsticks? And don't forget, too, that once this sellout situation happens, from that moment onward, the brand can say in all of their marketing materials, we sold out on launch day. Doesn't matter if that's something that took place 5-6 years ago. You see how this almost short-term sacrifice can be really worth it in the long run. So while I can't prove it, that is absolutely my theory of what happened with this advent calendar. And of course, I wouldn't be surprised at all, if this does come back in stock. But if it does, make sure you ask yourself, do you really need or want this, or are you tempted to buy it because you saw it sell out, so you perceive the demand as higher than it actually may be? Again, not a bad advent calendar. I think this would make a good gift for a lot of people, but I absolutely do think if you are a big beauty enthusiast, you probably don't need this. I feel like people probably expect me to talk more about the skincare advent calendars, but realistically, it's the same thing as any of the advent calendars. Do you really need it? And also, there's just kind of not a lot of skincare advent calendars. I did see one on the Sephora website, so let's talk about it. This is from Kiehls, the 12 mini advent... Once again, I find myself wanting to know how the board meeting of this went. Who is the person that went, we're going to call it Advent-urs? Advent-urs calendar. Is the world ready for this level of genius? Probably not. It's a 12-day advent calendar instead of a 24-day. And to be honest with you, it's okay. It looks fine. One thing I was worried about when I started looking into these advent calendars is, are we going to have just, a ton of active products all in one place? Because that sounds like a disaster. But Kiehls laid it out pretty well. It's just, of course, a question of, do you really need to spend $99 on these products? Now, I cannot really tell you if this is worth it because at the moment, I don't know what is going on. I really don't, but the description for this as well as some other advent calendars is currently woof. I think it's Woof at least. There's no vowels, so I'm forced to interpret. Is this a hidden message from Sephora? What is going on? I have no idea about this advent calendar because this is the description. And I'm so sorry, but we absolutely have to talk about Juliet Has a Gun's Not an Advent Calendar. This brand, oh my gosh, it's enough already of this not a perfume thing that they have. Have you all tried this? Apparently some people really love it. For me, this did not smell good on me, and I feel almost insulted because they say that it's supposed to just smell like you, but better. I swear, I tried this on and I went, do I smell that bad? Really? And now we have the Not an Advent Calendar, which I just feel like proves that this brand is not like the other girls, okay? Sure, Juliet. In this case, I mean, that looks a lot like an advent calendar to me. And my favorite part of this is that it's called Not an Advent Calendar to be related to their not a perfume, but you don't even get a full size not a perfume in this. That's amazing. It's just a mini. You get a mini of it, and then you get bar soap, hand cream, body lotion, a candle, and the hair and body mist. Truly astounding. What's the rating on this one? It is 1.5 stars. I'm just gonna nod my head and move along to our next product. I feel like there's really not enough advent calendars to make this video all advent calendars, but this reminds me, I kind of meant to have this conversation with you all earlier in the video. My question to you is, do you all remember advent calendars? Because I feel like so many of these brands are saying, yeah, you gotta get an advent calendar. Of course, it's a holiday tradition. And I'm over here going, is it though? I certainly did not grow up with advent calendars. It's a whole new thing to me that's just existed in the last maybe 5 years. So I looked it up. I Googled this, and I found an NPR article. I'll link it below if you want to read it. And the article explains how Advent comes from arrival, hence how you're building up to something. It's now Christmas, because everything kind of historically merged together. That's why there's crossover between other religions and Christianity, etc. It's all very fascinating. But Advent calendars used to be opening 24 Bible verses or maybe 24 pieces of chocolate. Fascinating, right? Fascinating. Okay, let's talk about some of the holiday sets instead. I gotta tell you about the Tower 28 lip balm set. So last year I bought the Summer Fridays lip balm set. I'd heard so much about those lip balms, didn't feel like buying a full size, so I bought the minis instead. This year, Tower 28 has come out with that. And when I first looked at this set, I kid you not, I went, oh, Summer Fridays is doing another year of their minis. That's how much what we have going on here is each one of these brands is doing their own take on the same concept. I mean, just look at all of the holiday lip sets this year. It has truly been the year of lip gloss, lip balm, lip oil, and I feel like what brands figured out, it's more of this sneaky marketing. What they figured out is rather than to release different shades, you know, a berry shade, a red shade, a clear shade. No. Rather than to do that, come out with different flavors. It's not red, it's cherry. It's not berry, it's blueberry. And each one of these actually smells and tastes different. This does something inside of our brains where we feel like we have to then collect them all. Of course, you have to try all of the different flavors, never mind the fact that a lot of these are $30 lip balms. You need to collect them all. And lip balm is a surprisingly justifiable product as well. I must say, it's something where we use them, I think we finish them if we don't lose them. What else has 2024 been the year of? Body mists, and no brand has been more popular than Sol de Janeiro, although some have been competing. Fleur came out of nowhere with body mist that I actually like. I'll talk more about that in a Worth the Splurge video I have planned coming up soon on the channel. Let's talk about this Sol de Janeiro travel set. This is $34 with a $40 value. These are very small for body mist. They are the 1 ounce size. You can often get these as some kind of gift with purchase, but you can also get the set. But with as popular as this brand has been, and again with the whole you've got to smell them all mentality that has been going on, I do feel like yet again this is going to be another hit. They came out with a set with 5 scents over the summer and it sold out within a couple of days as well. But remember, scarcity tactics. I think what's so interesting about this is that body mist has always been around. I mean, I remember Bath & Body Works body mist when I was in middle school. So I don't know, it's been strange to watch Sol de Janeiro become this huge brand that a lot of young people really enjoy. It's a wild shift because, again, I've been into beauty for a long time. And I remember when some people were more skeptical of Sol de Janeiro. You know, they position themselves as a Brazilian brand, right? But not unlike how Tatcha is not actually a Japanese brand, Sol de Janeiro isn't Brazilian. So just personally speaking, I remember people being a little critical of that. Let's end with the holiday set that I must admit is exceedingly tempting for me. I think I'm gonna not buy this because I already bought full sizes of these blushes. So we already covered how it's been the year of lip balms, it's been the year of body mists. I feel like 2023 was the year of blush, but it's kind of been hanging on for 2024 as well. So, the Kosas Mini Blush is Life Trio. Oh, man. Mini blushes? I'm even more of a sucker for this. I love blush. I love baby sizes. Baby-sized blush? Ugh. Okay, let me see what shades we have. It's Blissed, Butterflies, and Euphoria. Yeah, okay, great. Good job, Alice. I've already bought Blissed and Euphoria. Great. I'm gonna be honest with you, these are really pretty blushes, but here's the catch. You know, the reason I didn't buy Butterflies is because Butterflies is a cool-toned blush, and I do not have a cool undertone. I lean more warm. I'm neutral, leaning warm. So I'm wearing Blissed again today. This is the one I've worn the most because it suits warm undertones. I bought Euphoria, and that's a little bit, this is more neutral. Euphoria is more neutral. So to their credit, for a gift set, I guess it is well curated. Cool, warm, and neutral undertones. But the thing is, you are probably going to find yourself gravitating towards one of these, exactly as I have. Because that's realistically how blush works. Realistically, you don't quite match your blush to your outfit, you match it to your undertones, if you want it to look natural at least. Feel free to have fun with it, I certainly have. I have deep purple, I have orange blushes. I'll be honest with you, that the orange blush looks atrocious on me. But of course it does, because it's intended for a deeper undertone. Blush really is more of a product category that is meant to enhance your features as opposed to be kind of more of a color expressive product. Right? Does that make sense? Did I explain that well? Anyway, I want to tell you one more thing about these Kosas blushes. So Kosas has been a pretty popular brand lately. I still buy from them even though I'm not a clean beauty enthusiast myself because I like some of their products. But I did get to thinking about how these are not as new as the brand is kind of maybe making them seem. It's a baked blush, so you get a lot of different colors in here swirled together. It's got great pigmentation, and it does look really natural because you have multiple colors in here. But do any of you remember this? Do you remember the brand Laura Geller? I wouldn't be surprised if these are made in the same place. They are both made in Italy. They are both 0.16 ounces. Amazing. So just as a pro tip for you, if you like the Kosas, you might want to check out Laura Geller. Laura Geller as a brand is one of those sale brands. Do you know what I'm talking about? I think some brands, their way of marketing is just deals upon deals upon deals. You know, they probably could have positioned themselves as a drugstore brand, $10 a blush, but instead they're a sale brand, and you know, you can catch some really good deals on the Laura Geller website. And my friends, I think that does it for today's video. As always, let me know your thoughts. Feel free to disagree with me. If you look at any of these advent calendars and you are going, what is she talking about? That is an incredible deal. Feel free to comment. Feel free to share if you've bought any of these. I hope you all have a most wonderful weekend. Make sure to like and subscribe if you did enjoy today's video, and I will see you all next time.